Hello friends, welcome to this video. In this video, we will be talking about one of the major services which AWS provides is the auto scaling. So what we will be covering the auto scaling theoretical part, and later on in this video, we will be going up to the lab, setting up the auto scalings for the EC2 servers, and we'll show you how auto scaling comes into the picture. So let's see the definition, what exactly autoscaling is. So it is a service that allows to scale EC2 capacity automatically by scaling out according to the criteria that is being defined. So if we talk about the one of the key features which cloud provides is the scalability. So scalability means that if there is any particular load on a server, like we have a web server which is being hosted up in any region, and website is being currently running up, and we found that the CPU utilization for that server has increased to 80%. So now in order to cater the traffic, we need to add up some new instances. So suppose like we have a server one, the current utilization has been reached to 80%. So we will add a new server where the traffic will be shared. So the capacity will be half. So now the capacity will go to 40% on each of the servers. So this is the feature by AWS which automatically scales up or scales down your EC2 capacity. So we all know that there is two sort of scalability which is being provided by AWS, or you can say the cloud. One is the horizontal scalability and the other one is the vertical scalability. So horizontal scalability is like we have a server with a 4 CPU utilization. So horizontally we are expanding the capacity. So one server will be of 4 CPUs, the other again will come with the 4 CPUs. So this way we are expanding, or we are scaling our servers into a horizontal way. The vertical way will be like, suppose you have a 4 CPUs, now you are increasing the capacity of that particular server to 8 CPUs. So that is going in a vertical direction. So this called as the vertical scalability. So let's take an example like how the scalability works in. Suppose we have a server one. This is the auto scaling group which we have created. We will talk about the what exactly auto scaling groups are and the other key features. So let's assume this is auto scaling in which we have currently two servers, server one and server two. Both the servers are catering the particular traffic. So now the site has got increased number of hits and the load has been increased. So if we only have these two servers, what will happen is the request will start getting denied. So in order to cater all the requests, what we will need is we need to add a new server which will start giving you the responses. So we will add a server 3. So this is something which we will be doing it manually, right? So with auto scaling, the auto means the automatic scaling of the servers. So in this scenario, what we will do is we will define a criteria in which the servers will be scaled up and in which criteria the servers will be scaled down. So suppose you have a website and there is a sale being announced. So you are not sure that whether the sale will have an increased number of server hits or not. So what you will do is you will just define a criteria where you will mention that if the load goes 80%, then add one more server or two servers based on the criteria. So the other one could be like we have a Black Friday sales which is being planned, and we know that during the Black Friday sales we will be expecting a huge number of traffic on our website. So what we can do is we can schedule the scaling for that particular day only. So we have currently two servers. For the sale day, we ask the auto scaling to add two more new servers for that particular day so that all the traffics will be catered. Now what we will see is there are few other things which needs to be like if we talk about the servers, they should have the same configuration, and they should have the minimum requirements which needs to be like all the things which should be there to host a website. So we have to define one configuration based on which the new servers will be created. So suppose we have created a server 1 which is having a T2 micro as an instance type. So the next server should also be having a T2 micro with the same volumes, so that the website can be hosted up in a synchronized manner. So there comes a picture of the launch configuration in the auto scaling. So launch configuration is basically a template that an EC2 auto scaling group uses to launch an EC2 instance. When you create a launch configuration, you specify the information like the Amazon machine image, AMI ID, what should be the instance type, what will be the key pair with which you will be logging into this, what will be the security groups, what will be the EBS volumes, what should be the size of EBS volumes. All these informations will be stored up in this launch configuration. Now, the second part which comes up is the auto scaling group. So till now we have discussed about what exactly auto scaling is, what launch configuration is. So basically auto scaling is the scalability provided in an automatic manner. It will be a horizontal scaling. It will not be a vertical scaling, it will be a horizontal scaling of adding up the new servers into this auto scaling group so that your website can cater all the requests. So now let's see the auto scaling groups. So the auto scaling groups is an auto scaling groups contains a collection of Amazon EC2 instances that are treated as a logical grouping. So if we see here, all these servers have been created with the launch configuration. So launch configuration will have the details of the AMI ID, all your subnets, VPC, in which VPCs it should be coming up. So we have to create a logical grouping of each servers. Like this server belongs to this particular auto scaling. So the criteria for that auto scaling group to scale up or scale down will be applicable to that particular group only. So this is basically the auto scaling group. So it is a logical grouping of the purpose of automatic scaling management. And auto scaling group enables you to use Amazon EC2 auto scaling features such as health check replacement and scaling process. Sorry, policies. So till now, I hope these things will be cleared. So let's summarize what exactly we have learned till now. This is like the auto scaling. So auto scaling is basically the scalability which AWS provides. That will be a horizontal scalability. So we have scalability defined in like the scalability mechanism, or in which criteria that will be up. There are multiple ways where we can achieve that. One is when we have a load of more than 80% or 90%, then a new server should be added up into that auto scaling group. And if both the servers have the maximum capacity of 80%, then the third server will be added up. So here we will define a maximum number of servers which can be provisioned inside this auto scaling group. So what we'll see is, what I have said is I have defined the maximum number as 6. Okay. So currently what will happen is, first the server, and the minimum capacity is 2 servers. So initially we have these 2 servers which were created up. Then these both goes to 80%. Okay. So what will happen is, the auto scaling will automatically creates a new server and will start sharing the load. So what will happen is, the capacity of both these servers will decrease to 53, and this will also. So now again our traffic is getting increased day by day. within a 1 month, what we have seen is the capacity is going with 80% again for both these, all the three servers. So then again, auto scaling rules will run, and they will provision a new server called server 4. So now we have the capacity of 80, 80, 60, 240, and 4 servers have been introduced. So the number of capacity will be increased. So that will go up to 70%. Not exactly 70, 60%. So both these servers will have a 60% of utilization. Now again, when it goes, again, it can expand till server 6 only. So in case if we are seeing that our scaling group has been provisioned to server 6, then we need to increase our maximum number of instances. Currently it's being defined as 6, so 6 will be the maximum capacity till which the auto scaling group have been expanded or scalable. So we need to update it to 7 or 8 as per the requirements. Okay, this is the concept for the scale up. So now what we will see is uh, the scale down. So now we have 4 servers which is provision. So we will define a rule where it will say that if the load capacity goes to 30%, then one of the servers should be removed. Now we have the 4 servers. Each server is having a 30% of load capacity. So this server will be removed from this auto scaling group, and we will only have this server 3. So server 3 will again have 40% of utilization, and the 3 servers will be running up. So if the server 3 capacity goes to 30% again, then this server will be removed from this auto scaling group, and we will have only these 2 servers, because we have defined a minimum number of servers in this group as 2. So these 2 servers will remain, and the next 2 servers which is being scaled up will be removed from this auto scaling group. So this is the benefit which cloud provides. Initially what happens is, in the terms of on-premise which we talk about, so we need to get the servers shipped to our data centers, and we need to spend a lot of money which we are not sure that whether it will be utilized properly or not. So suppose I have a website which is related to the market, online shopping. So initially I'm expecting a load of 40% on each of the servers, but gradually what I'm seeing that my website is getting popular, and the number of increase to the traffic is being more. So I just bought it a new server 3. But within the 1 year of time span, what my due to some bad marketing strategies, the traffic goes down, and the utilization for each of the servers is getting low, and we will not have the proper utilization of the new servers which we have bought in. So with the cloud, these all challenges will be easily overcome, and will help us to resolve this issue. So also, in like we have a Black Friday sale, we only know that we need to scale up our servers for a particular day or for a particular timing. Then cloud comes into a picture which will provide you the servers, and you have to pay for that particular day only. So let's jump on to the console and see what exactly we have talked about in a practical manner. So we will go to the EC2 services. On the left hand side, we will see at the bottom, there is a auto scaling, and here comes the launch configuration. So as discussed earlier, launch configuration have all the details with which the servers will be created up. So while I will show you, when we go to the instances, when we create a server, it asks us particular things. What should be the AMI ID in which VPC, in which subnet, what should be the volumes, what will be the key pair, security groups, all these informations we have to define it manually. So in the launch configuration, all these things we will be defining up. So for this demo purpose, we will be taking a Amazon Linux machine only. So I'm just copying the AMI ID so that I can paste. So we will go and click on create launch configuration. We will give this as my launch config as a name. So here it's asking us to provide the AMI ID. So this is the AMI with which all our servers should be provisioned. What will be the instance type? So I'm selecting a T2 micro. You can select different instances. Then is there any IAM role which you want to attach to this particular server? So right now I'm not taking it as into the lab. There is also a purchasing option, like if you want to have this auto scaling for a spot instances only, like your analytics part needs to be run and that is not dependent on the time. You can run it anytime when we have these servers ready for us. So we can request for the spot instances. Right now I'm not doing it. Then it's giving me the root volume, so I'm going with the default root volume of 8 GB only. We'll select the security group. We'll select this is the security group and existing security group. Well, this will ask us a key pair. So I will choose existing key pair, which I'm already having it. So I acknowledge and then launch configuration. Okay, which one I messed up? Sorry. Yeah, instance type, somehow it's not being selected up. So let's select this, choose, and so now our launch configuration is being created. So see here, this is the auto scaling group which will use this launch configuration to spin up these servers for your utilization. So what you can do is you from the launch configuration, when you select in the actions, it will show you create auto scaling group, and the same you can do it from the auto scaling groups also. So let's click on this. This is the name which I need to give. So I will give my ASG, my auto scaling group. It will then ask what should be the launch configuration. So launch configuration will be the one which we have created for this auto scaling group. So here you can see all the details which is being mentioned. So the AMI ID, the security group, these things have been mentioned. So here comes the VPC. So with the cloud, one of the key feature which cloud provides is also a high availability. So high availability means that one of the servers is in different availability zones and the other server is in different availability zones. So in case if we want our auto scaling groups to provision servers in different availability zones, then we need to select those subnets. So subnet is basically mapped to a single auto availability zone. So one availability zone is equal to one subnet. So here what we will do is we will select two subnets. This is the VPC and this is the two subnets. So it means that our servers will be highly available, so that one server will be created in availability zone A and one will be in availability zone B. So next, right now we are not using any of the load balancers, so this will remain the same. Grace period is the health check which the auto scaling will run on your servers. So suppose that there is two servers which is currently running up and the underlying hardware of these servers have gone down and there is a instance failure for your servers. You are not able to log in. So what it will check is, it will check for 300 seconds whether it's getting the heartbeats or not, whether the server is up or not. If the auto scaling finds that the server is not responding for 300 seconds, then it will terminate that instance and will create a new instance for you. it will depend on the minimum number and the maximum number of servers which is being defined in your scaling process. So we will leave it for 300 seconds as of now for this demo, and then we'll click on next. So this is the size which we have to provide. So this is the desired capacity, this is the minimum capacity and the maximum capacity. So desired will be what should be the desired capacity, how much number of servers you will want to have in this auto scaling. So right now I will take desired capacity as 2. The minimum number of servers which should be there if we are doing a auto scale down policies, how much should be the number of servers. So I will take it as 2, and for the demo purpose we'll take the maximum capacity as 4. So you can increase this maximum capacity or minimum capacity anytime when you want, but like you should not be defining 100 or 200 as the maximum capacity, because sometimes what happens is due to some error or manual interventions, it could be possible that auto scaling groups will provision 100 servers for you and your billing will get increased. So define a valid number, and in case you are seeing that those numbers will be made up and you need to increase it, you can easily update these informations. So for now I'm just taking it as 4. So now here it's asking, choose whether to use a scaling policy to dynamically resize your auto scaling group or meet your changes in demand. So what we will do is we will target tracking, we will use the CPU utilization, and we will add it as a 80%, and the warm up period will be the by default 300. I will take it as a, and this is the scale out, like if there is any CPU utilization which is having a 80%, then an instance will be taken up. In case if there is a scale in, means the target value of this 80% is being below that value, then it will be scaling out. So for this demo I'm just not using any of the scaling policies, I just want to show you how the servers will be provisioned, and in case if any of the servers goes down, how these new servers will be coming up. The scaling thing we will discuss in a different video where I will show you exactly the demo how this scaling depends on the schedule timing or depends on the CPU loads will come up. So for this demo, we will go ahead, and this will ask us in case if there is any instances or if there will be any terminations inside that auto scaling group, do you want a notification for that? So right now we are not adding any notification. The tags we will leave it for now. So this is the complete information. We need to review it. Then we will create an auto scaling group. So this is currently running up. So I will pause the video and we'll see how many servers is being provisioned. So guys, our auto scaling group has been created. So you can see my ASG. Currently there is 2 instances. The desired capacity is 2, minimum is 2 and maximum is 4. So we will go to the console and we'll see the servers which we have requested. So currently we have these 2 servers which is provisioned for this auto scaling group, and these both are in a different availability zone. One is in US East 2A and the other one is in US 2C. So now what we will do is we will put one of the servers into a stop state and we'll see what auto scaling group will do. So this is getting into a stop state. What will happen is now the auto scaling will start checking the health check which we have set it to 300 seconds. So in 300 seconds, if the auto scaling group is not getting any response, then it will be terminating this instance and will create a new instance. So the server is getting stopped. So now the server is being stopped. So this is the instance ID 9C39, and let's wait for the autoscaling group to complete its action. So I will pause the video and will resume once the autoscaling group has created a new server. So guys, you can see here the EC2 instance which all we have stopped is now getting terminated and a new server is being provision up. So this is the basic scenario where the minimum number of servers which is required in this autoscaling group should be 2. So once it identifies that one of the server is down, so it will create a new server in that particular availability zone. So we have put it in our availability zone to A, that is being terminated, and the other one which is will be created is US East to A again. So if we go to the this launch configuration here, so it will show you that we are terminating EC2 instance this one and launching a new EC2 instance. So all these informations will you can check on the logs of the autoscaling group, and here we can identify that the one of the servers is getting terminated and the other one is being provisioned up with the same launch configuration which we have defined. For the other scenarios, we will be covering in a different video. So please do like and subscribe to our channel so that you can get the notifications whenever we upload a new videos. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you again.